Hey players, it's time to grab your tea and have a seat. Let's discuss politics, crime, celebrity gossip, investigative reporting. Welcome to The Real Tea with Double D on GSMC Podcasting Network, where I am black and the news is always petty as hell, but it's accurate.
Hey players, welcome to a brand new episode of The Real Tea with Double D. Of course, I am Double D and we are on the GSMC Podcasting Network. So excited to be with you all tonight to record a brand new episode. Listen, baby, when I tell you I'm so excited to be with y'all tonight, I think I'm so excited to be with y'all every night whenever I come here. However, I'm doubly, triply excited tonight, honey, because I got some new tea that I want to spill, baby. We got a lot to go over, a lot to unpack. And baby, when I tell you I get excited to spill tea, I definitely get excited to spill tea. So make sure y'all got y'all tea cups, baby, because I'm going to tell you, it's piping hot. It is piping hot, big baby. All right, first of all, let's get them pleasantries out the way. Hello out there to Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Thank y'all so much for joining. And thank y'all so much out there in podcasting world for riding and flying with your girl every single week. Whether you're listening to me in your car, if you're listening to me while you clean up, your girl really appreciate y'all for riding and flying with this podcast, baby. Make sure y'all have y'all teacups. Make sure y'all fill them up, baby, because it's piping hot tonight. It is piping hot tonight. Although it's cold. I'm gonna tell you, your girl Double D fixed her first pot of soup for the season. How many of y'all had soup tonight? I know I did, honey. I had soup tonight. I sure did. I had some taco soup. I was so excited to indulge in my taco soup tonight. It was quite delectable. So that was my first soup of the season. Although this past weekend I did make gumbo. So, baby, when I tell you it was good, the gumbo was good, and also the taco soup was good. I had some Fritos to go off up in there, put a little sour cream on top of it, a little bit of that shredded cheese. Honey, when I tell you it was good, and my kids really enjoyed it. So I hope y'all having y'all some good soup. Hope y'all having a good week so far. Now, players, of course, I got to remind y'all that your girl Double D is embarking on a new journey. I have started a Roku channel with my partner Stephanie, who is the chief nosy bystander. If you love tea, if you love being nosy, then I know you know who the chief nosy bystander is, honey. Before I even knew who she was, people definitely wanted to let me know who she was when I covered a story about Cora Jakes, and honey, she had all the tea. And baby, when I tell you she was pouring it, honey. I was like, who is Stephanie? Why y'all keep getting in my comments on Facebook and telling me about this lady? And now Stephanie and I are good friends. We started a Roku channel. We have about 20 creators that are bringing some really good content to you all, right to your televisions. We have comedy, we have crime, we have the news, of course. We have that tea from Stephanie, that nosy tea. We also have some tea from a lady named Millichan and Everybody Hate Chrissy. We also have some talk shows. We have some sports. We have some health and fitness. We have some of everything. We got a little bit of like crafting and stuff like that. I love House of Murasaki is what that show is called. This young lady is named Elle, and when I tell you she does some really good things, she does some really good things, and I'm excited about her season. So make sure y'all go check us out on Roku. That's Nosy Bystanders TV. The channel officially launches on October 31st. We're gonna have some pretty cool lives that night. We're gonna have a spicy live that night by a girl named Madam Rose. Honey, and when I tell you, you don't want to miss that. Look, I'm gonna give you a little secret. I executive produced that show last week, and when I tell you I was behind the scenes sweating by some of the things they were saying, baby, I can't even say that stuff on Facebook and YouTube. When I tell you they'll kick me off my ads, they'll take away my monetization, and they'll throw my whole account away. Oh, yes, honey. If I repeat some of the stuff that they say on Madam Rose Combos, I'll be kicked out of here. But honey, over there on Roku TV, we can say pretty much whatever we want, as long as we don't make any terroristic threats. So make sure y'all check us out on Nosy Bystanders TV. I look forward to seeing y'all. and hearing y'all feedback on this channel. Been working really hard on that. So I really would love it if you guys supported me and also supported the other creators on that channel. Not only will you be getting an exclusive show from Double D on Fridays at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, but you will also get an opportunity to see these other creators that when I tell you it's awesome, it's awesome. All right, players. I'm gonna go ahead and need y'all to get your teacups, baby, because when I tell you this tea is piping hot tonight, it's piping hot tonight. Go ahead and grab them. All right, players. So the first item on the list, honey, is to talk about the John Durham, honey. John Durham. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what's gonna come out in the washing and the wrenching of this, honey. But all I can say is it's a dud. It's a dud for him, honey. He let Frumpy Dump let him fall for the okie doke, and now he up there looking stupid. This is definitely going to be a situation where Bill Barr's reputation, which was already down in the dumps, it'll be even more in the dumps after this because we have a 3-year investigation that has basically yielded nothing. No prosecutions except for one little funky little old something, but little probation. But we have gotten nothing from this 3-year investigation. All the taxpayer dollars that was invested into John Durham, who was supposed to be investigating the Steele Dossier, the infamous Steele Dossier. And what have we gotten? We've gotten absolutely nothing. So just yesterday, honey, just yesterday, let's put him up on the screen so y'all can take a good look at him. This is John Durham. He is a special counsel. He was a special counsel. He was appointed by Bill Barr during the Frumpy Dump administration to investigate the Steele Dossier, the Russian FBI and Russian interference, honey. And if y'all remember back in May, Michael Sussman was another person that he brought up on charges saying that he lied to the FBI and he was cleared. He was found not guilty. And now we have another person just yesterday that was found not guilty, an Igor Dosecko. Igor Dosecko was found, I might be saying his name wrong. I'm pretty sure I am. DeSancho? Shit. Y'all know Double D be fucking up some names, but y'all get my drift, honey. Y'all really get my drift. Okay, so this Igor, he is a Russian informant, honey. And according to reports, he was found not guilty. He's acquitted of lying to the FBI. They have they have invested 3 years of taxpayer dollars into this John Durham, and he's yielded them absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was 3 years of absolutely nothing. The Steele Dossier, he did not get to the origins of that. He didn't get down to anybody lying to the FBI. He didn't get down to the FBI doing any lying to investigate the Steele Dossier. He didn't get down to anything. The only thing he got down to, in my opinion, was Frumpy Dump's tank. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So this analyst, who used to be an informant for the United States over there in Russia, although when he was outed, he of course he wasn't an informant anymore because he was outed. So this analyst Igor Dosecko was acquitted, and it's another blow to Special Counsel John Durham's probe into the origins of the FBI investigations of alleged ties between Frumpy Dump and 2016 campaign and Russia. So if y'all don't know the origins of the Steele Dossier, let me go ahead and give it to you. The Steele Dossier is a controversial political opposition research report that was written from June to December of 2016, and it contains allegations of misconduct, conspiracy, and cooperation between Frumpy Dump's presidential campaign and the government of Russia prior to and during the 2016 election campaign. 5 years 5 years later, it was described as the largely discredited and deeply flawed and largely unverified. Mm-hmm. They're saying that Vladimir Putin favored Frumpy Dump over Hillary Clinton, and there was a lot of stuff. There was only 35 pages of this that was released. The full report wasn't even released, and it was raw intelligence based on information that was initially anonymous sources from the author counterintelligence specialist Chris Steele. That's why it's called the Steele Dossier. Christopher Steele is the one that wrote it. He is the former head of the Russia Desk for Intelligence M16. And according to reports, he was writing a full report whenever this dossier was leaked by BuzzFeed News in January of 2017 without his permission. Okay, so basically, John Durham was supposed to be investigating the origins of this report, where did all this information come from, and how far did the FBI go to investigate this Steele dossier. And of course, there were some allegations that Hillary Clinton had spied on Frumpy Dump. You know, that's where the lock 'em up situation comes from, and all that kind of stuff. Of course, um, based on this Steele dossier, they say that this private investigation firm was paid by Hillary Clinton. That was in the Steele dossier, the Democrat National Committee. The dossier 17 report alleges that Frumpy Dump's campaign members and Russian operatives had conspired to cooperate with the Russian and election interference to benefit Frumpy to the motherfucking dump. And they also say that Frumpy Dump sought to damage Hillary Clinton's candidacy. So Robert Mueller was supposed to be getting down to the nitty gritty of this. John Durham was supposed to be getting down to the nitty gritty of this. And today we had the report yesterday come back that this guy, Igor Dasenko, was found not guilty of lying to the FBI, just like Michael Sussman. There was a lowly conviction of an FBI lawyer that he pled guilty, and he received probation for this supposed lying or whatever. But we've got nothing. We've got absolutely nothing. So according to this, in a statement after the verdict, John Durham. I don't know why the hell I keep wanting to say Mueller. John Durham issued a statement. Actually, he tried this case. He actually questioned Igor Dasenko. He actually did the questioning of him, honey. He was really trying to do this because he knew that if he didn't do this, this was basically the last chance he had to prove anything. And the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers are upset. So he issued a statement, and he said, while we are disappointed in the outcome, we respect the jury's decision and thank them for their service. I also want to recognize and thank the investigators and the prosecution team for their dedicated efforts in seeking truth and justice in this case. Then Senko's attorney, Stuart Sears, said outside the courthouse that we've known all along that Mr. Dasenko was innocent. We're happy now that the American public knows that as well, and we thank the jurors for their hard work and deliberation in reaching the right result. So that is what's going on in that case. Durham, he put on a heck of a case. He really tried to prove it. He called several witnesses, including FBI analyst Brian Alton, who revealed that the agency offered up to $1 million to Christopher Steele if he could prove evidence or sources that would prove and corroborate the Steele dossier. Another witness, FBI agent Kevin Hilson, was Dasenko's handler from 2017 until the Justice Department indirectly revealed his identity as a part of the investigation. And Steele was, he said that he recalled that Dasenko was upset about how Mr. Steele embellished the information he was provided, testimony that bolstered that the defense argument that Dasenko was blindsided by the published dossier. Steele was trying to burn everything to the ground around him to prove allegations in the dossier, according to that testimony. So, child, this is a hot boo boo shitty mess. A hot boo boo shitty mess. Again, Frumpy Dump did John Durham did absolutely nothing. This is an L for Frumpy Dump and his team. And also, the Republicans are as unhappy. Matt Gaetz, the privileged pervert, was out talking today, baby. He was as mad as a flea on a dog's ass about the fact that John Durham has done absolutely nothing in this case. And in fact, if we want to go harder, if y'all want to say lock Hillary Clinton up, honey, she can go ahead and turn this around and say, lock all y'all asses up. All right, players. Y'all grab y'all tea and have a seat, honey. We going on to the next tea report. All right, players. That damn E Jean Carroll, I declare, honey, she ain't gonna let up. E Jean Carroll is not gonna let up, honey, no matter how much Frumpy Dump tries to backpedal and pussy pop and tank pop out of this baby. She is not gonna let up. So Frumpy Dump was finally deposed today. He answered questions under oath in the lawsuit filed by E Jean Carroll. E Jean Carroll, of course, we know is suing him for defamation because while he was president, he was asked about E. Jean Carroll, and he called E. Jean Carroll a liar. So, according to reports, Frumpy Dump was deposed. According to his attorney, he did not plead the fifth in any of this. He actually answered all the questions under oath, and he said he was happy to do it. The deposition gave E. Jean Carroll's lawyers a chance to interrogate Frumpy Dump about the assault allegations, as well as statements he made in 2019 when she told her story publicly for the first time. Details on how the deposition went weren't immediately disclosed, but like I said, Frumpy Dump's attorney said that Frumpy Dump was happy to testify today, and they weren't able to comment any further on anything, as well as E. Jean Carroll's attorneys said that they weren't able to comment any further on it. Y'all, I got the cough. Sorry, y'all, I had to go ahead and get that out. So they say he testified for about, he was deposed for about 5 hours. E. Jean Carroll, and they say that they were pleased with what happened today. So apparently, Frumpy Dump answered the questions. Like I said, according to the attorney, Frumpy Dump's attorney, he did not plead the fifth. So we'll see what comes out in the Washington arrangement of that. Frumpy Dump is expected in court in December on this. As we all know, he tried to backpedal and pussy pop out of even being deposed. But the judge said, oh no, you done held this up far too long, Frumpy Dump. We got to go ahead and get this underway. So, baby, when I tell you he was deposed today, he was deposed today. And Frumpy Dump has again said, he said, I don't know this woman. I have no idea who she is, other than it seems she got a picture of me many years ago with her husband shaking my hand on the reception line at a celebrity charity event. So he said he doesn't know E. Jean Carroll. He never touched E. Jean Carroll. He does not know who she is, although E. Jean Carroll said that he took advantage of her at a department store in New York back in the I believe it was the 1990s or 80s, one of those. So we'll see what comes out in the Washington arrangement of that, honey. Frumpy Dump, they putting the baby. When I tell you that's all he do is go in and out of court. I hope his attorneys got paid up front because we already know he don't pay nobody. All right, players, grab that tea. All right, players. So Trump prosecutors see evidence for obstruction charges. So we got a little bit more on Frumpy to motherfucking Dump. I know y'all love to hear me talk about him, honey. So I thought I'd have y'all cup filled up and let it run it over. So according to reports, a group of Justice Department prosecutors believe there is sufficient evidence to charge Frumpy Dump with obstruction of justice, but the path to the actual indictment is far from clear. The team that is a part of the classified records probe has not yet made a formal recommendation to Attorney General Merrick Garland, who ultimately will make the decision to approve or reject such a move, according to a person a source familiar with the matter. It also unlikely officials would bring only obstruction charges amid several other Trump investigations into potential crimes. In addition, while some Federal Bureau of Investigation agents (FBI) oppose bringing such a politically charged case, as Frumpy Dump considers a run for president in 2024. Others support the action. In addition, they said that they would like to remain under anonymity to discuss information not yet public. Agents, however, don't make any final decisions. The Justice Department has already indicated that obstruction is part of its probe into mishandling of classified documents, noting that there is probable cause for a charge in the August 5th FBI search warrant application for Frumpy Dump's Roach Motel, Mar-a-Lago, but no charges are likely to be filed or publicly revealed before November 8th, which is, of course, we know the midterm elections. And we may not hear anything, according to this, until after the Christmas holiday. Um, According to this person, of all things, Frumpy Dump is being investigated for around the country. Obstruction of justice is a slam dunk, and he thinks that he should be indicted. I don't know if we will see a charge of obstruction of justice. It couldn't be filed until after Christmas. And they say that this, according to these Justice Department officials, they feel like this case will have to be bulletproof for Mayor Garland to actually approve this. I don't know how long we're gonna wait for them to charge Frumpy Dump. I feel like they've had evidence a long time ago, like the case in New York. I mean, Frumpy Dump filed a lawsuit to try to get Attorney General Letitia James removed from his case. Now, federal judge came back today and threw that out and said that she cannot be removed, that nothing that she's doing is political, because that was the basis that Frumpy Dump used. But I tell you, man, this man gets his attorneys from a Cracker Jack box. I swear, if he does go to trial on obstruction charges, I just don't see how Frumpy Dump would not be convicted. I mean, think about it. This man has had 65 cases go to court in which he's lost all of them when it comes down to elections. I mean, when we go and think about John Durham, they're 2 for 0. They haven't won any. Any case that he brings up, most of the time, he loses the cases. It's because he gets the most Cracker Jack attorneys that he can find. He gets the Cracker Jack box, he shakes it up, and whatever comes out, whoever he thinks won't make a big stink if they get paid, they don't get paid. I guess that's who he pulls out, honey. I declare, what a disgrace. So, according to this, there could be some charges coming for Frumpy Dump. However, we don't know that for sure. We don't know if any charges will ever come of this. However, I don't see how America can move forward. And you can see a person, even though he was the president of the United States, you can see a person do so many things. I mean, January 6th, I mean, goddamn. You see so many things that a person has done, and then they get absolutely no consequences. How can a country go forward without this person being held accountable? That means that will basically affirm that we have two justice systems here in the United States of America. One for people of affluence and power, so say, and then we have for the lowlier people like you and I, who, if we had done a fraction of the things that Frumpy Dump had done, we'd be locked up in jail and thrown away the key. I believe if Barack Obama had done a fraction, I mean, I'm talking about the size of a mustard seed, the things that Frumpy Dump has done, I can guarantee you he'd probably be behind bars. So, players, I really don't know, honey, but that is what that report says. So I thought I'd go ahead and bring it to you. All right, players, y'all grab y'all tea and have a seat, because, honey, we moving on. And baby, this next one, y'all gonna have to clutch y'all invisible damn pearls. So, players, I don't know if y'all heard about it. I couldn't find a picture of this person, but I can only imagine what they look like. And I just don't understand how and why this situation happened, but it's a hot boo boo shit in this. So, the police arrested an 80-year-old man today for bringing guns onto Capitol grounds.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Oh, yes, 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 honey. It's true. U.S. Capitol Police on Wednesday said they arrested an 80-year-old man for having 3 weapons inside his illegally parked vehicle on Capitol grounds. Officers, shortly before 4 p.m., responded to suspicious vehicle in the 100 block of East Capitol Street in Northeast Washington, D.C., which is located between the Supreme Court and the Library of Congress near the Capitol. The agents said they arrested 80-year-old Tony Payne of Tunnel Hill, Georgia. I'm going to say that again because I don't think y'all heard me. Of Tunnel Hill, Georgia. Arrested him, and he was driving a small white van. So a 80-year-old man skirted his ass on up to the Capitol with weapons in his vehicle and parked it illegally on Capitol grounds and I guess they just waited to be arrested. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So they said they briefly detained two others who were in the car after finding two handguns and a shotgun inside the vehicle. Tony Payne was charged with possessing an unregistered firearm and unregistered ammunition, as well as carrying a pistol without a license. The individual told investigators that they were here to deliver documents to the U.S. Supreme Court. A pipe and containers were also found in the van. So the USCP Hazardous Incident Response Division did a thorough search and cleared the van. The Capitol Police said Payne had admitted to officers that he possessed weapons in the vehicle, and one of the agency's canines also detected them. Capitol Police had blocked off roads around the Supreme Court and the Library of Congress as they investigated. You know, you got to be a sick person to drive all the way from Georgia, to scurry your ass on up to the Capitol and carry weapons at 80 years old. Can y'all imagine how many times they had to stop because he had to pee? Could you imagine how many times they had to stop the car because his 80-year-old ass had to pee? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. And what exactly was you going to do with the weapons? Talk about you wanted to carry some documents to the Supreme Court. What was these documents? You thought you was going to hand deliver some documents to the Supreme Court to Clarence Thomas and Amy Coney Barrett? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I mean, these people, you know what? I just want to go up to every single one of them that feel like they can do this and just say this.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Yes, you have. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. And now look at you. At the age of 80 years old, you get charged with felonies and might have to do some time in the clink. Child, please help these people, Lord. Wrap your arms around them every day. I pray the Lord Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that he builds a fence around me every day to protect me from these people, because these people, child, I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. Players, grab your tea and have a seat, honey. We're moving on. So we have a couple of things to discuss today in relation to student loans, honey. And as we know, the student loans, if you did not know, I actually have that on my Facebook and Instagram pages, that the application for student loan forgiveness has rolled out. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, make sure you take advantage of that expeditiously, honey, because that application is available. So that way you can get that ball rolling, so you can go ahead and get your 10 or your 20. You can go ahead and get your 10 or your 20. Oh, yes, and it is true. So we have a group of Wisconsin voters who have sued, and they filed an emergency request with the Supreme Court, and they are urging urging a halt. They want to halt President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. So according to reports, a group of Wisconsin taxpayers asked the Supreme Court to block the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness program. And this is supposed to be delivered to who handles emergency requests for that area? Amy Coney Barrett. Oh, yes, honey, it's true. It's going to be Amy Coney Barrett who's going to make the decision on this. So And again, they just rolled out the application. So the challengers, the Brown County Taxpayers Association, urged the court to rule that President Biden's nationwide debt cancellation plan illegally encroaches on Congress's exclusive spending power. The assault on our separations of powers and upon the principle that the spending power is vested solely in Congress is extraordinary and perhaps unprecedented. We are witnessing a increase in the national debt accomplished by a complete disregard for limitations on the constitutional spending authority. President Biden announced in August of the student loan forgiveness program. Of course, you get 10,000 in student loans. If you don't have Pell Grants, if you do, you get 20. You have to be someone making under $125,000 a year. In the lawsuit, they are asking for this to be halted. They said there is no legal justification for this, and President Biden is overreaching in his constitutional spending power, which is reserved exclusively for Congress. So basically, what they're saying is they think that this should be done by a vote. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be done by President Biden exclusively making this decision in hand with the Department of Education. They're saying that what President Biden is doing is unconstitutional, and they are asking for them to halt this. However, I don't think that it would work because earlier this month we had a lawsuit that was filed by another organization. I mean, another taxpayer. This was filed by one single taxpayer, and he said that he felt like it was unconstitutional because his taxes would go up for that 1 year if he was to receive that forgiveness or whatever. It was thrown out. So yeah, I don't understand, but I guess hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to try what you can. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So in other news with student loans, Marsha Blackburn, she had something to say today in relation to student loan forgiveness, and I really want y'all to hear what she has up her sleeve
on that student loan debt forgiveness, and that is a gift to the rich. This is something that has infuriated Tennesseans, and as I've been out and about all weekend, and I was over at the University of Tennessee for that ball game. Dagan, I got to tell you, talked to a lot of parents, talked to a lot of students. This is very, very unpopular.
Marsha Blackburn is a lie and the truth ain't never in her. If Marsha hates it, it's probably good for America. I'm going to tell you something, players. I don't know any student that is in college that has student loans that's going to sit up there and tell you that they don't want their student loans forgiven. I don't know any students. I don't know anyone who is facing that type of debt, something that could go beyond what mortgage. You just say you graduate from college at 21 and then you get into a mortgage at 22. In 30 years, you'll be done paying off your mortgage, but guess what's going to still be there? Them damn student loans. I don't know anybody who would want that type of long-term debt and will sit up there and turn it down just because, oh, I don't want it. It just doesn't make any sense, honey. And if you are thinking that way, you are crazy. I'm going to tell you something. You have helped pay for bridges that you have never crossed and roads that you have never traveled. You have helped pay for food that you'll never eat and energy that you'll never use. You have helped pay for ships that you will never sail and stadiums that you'll never sit on. So if you can pay for all those things, then I bet you by golly, wow, honey, you could help assist these taxpayers that have these student loans, and they definitely shouldn't be paying them until they go to their graves. The only way you can cancel out a student loan debt is if you go to your grave with it, in most cases. I declare, honey, it's a disgrace. Marsha need to sit her ass down. We are so sick and tired of her coming up making these outlandish claims when she knows that no one in their right mind would say something to that like that to her, especially a current student in college. I've never heard of such. And then as far as it being for rich people, I hardly doubt in this day and age that anybody will say that $125,000 a year is rich. You put a couple of kids onto that baby, that ain't nothing but 50,000 after you get through paying for all that crap. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. The way this world's set up, honey, you don't get $125,000. You ain't getting nothing for free. Ain't nothing coming to you without you having to pay for it. So I can bet you by golly wow, honey, there is nobody on this God's green earth that's going to tell you that they can't use that $10,000 or $20,000 from the Biden administration in relation to student loans. All right, players, y'all grab y'all tea and have a seat. Marsha is out of her damn mind, and of course, she has lost her rabbit ass mind. All right, players. Hunty. We got to talk about Kari Lake, honey, because you know when one of the Martin Luther King's children has to enter the chat, you know I'm gonna have to talk about this, honey. So Kari Lake, I call her filter face, is out there jumbling and mumbling and jumbling and don't know what the hell she talking about per usual, just running out the taint of Frumpy Duck. So much so that according to the recent polls, she is actually behind governor behind in the governor's race in the state of Arizona. According to reports, 45.8% of the vote is going for Hobbs and 44.8% is going for Kari Lake, which in my opinion is disgusting. It really should be like 2%. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I just don't understand how anybody will vote for Kari Lake. She has proven herself to be disloyal to Frumpy, to the motherfucking dump. And she is also just a disgrace to the human race. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So Kari Lake was out talking again. Of course, you know that's all she does. Like Val Demon says, she do a lot of talking, but say a whole lot of nothing. And she was out talking today, and this is what she had to say.
I'm a true believer that if MLK, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., were alive today, if JFK were alive today, if our founding fathers were alive today, they would be America First Republicans. I really believe that.
Child, not Kari Lake talking about what Martin Luther King gonna be when if he was still alive. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So Kari Lake didn't know what she was talking about, and of course, Bernice King said, "Hey, baby, it's time for me to enter the chat. Don't be bringing my father into your shenanigans." So she tweeted, and I think I got a copy of the tweet for you all to look at. No, I do not, but I will read it to you. She says she added Kari Lake, and she also shared that video of Kari Lake talking outside of her neck. And she says, "Dear Kari Lake, what you share here is false and dismissive of my daddy's seminal work and beliefs, including ending and preventing voter suppression, treating all, including immigrants, with dignity. I invite you to study my father via the King Center Institute.org, hashtag MLK." Not you invite her to, as Conscious Lee said, you're going to invite her to the education, honey, because she needs to be elevated. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So Bernice King, and she also shared some copies of some books. She said, "I also recommend you read these books by my father immediately if you're going to express what you believe he would think and support." One of the key issues that Martin Luther King fought was voter suppression, something that was something that so-called America First movement has fought for in red states across the country. In one of the most recent stories, Governor Ron DeSantis dispatched an election police force to arrest those who were told they could vote, and the state approved reestablishing voting rights to felons of the 20 people arrested. Of course, 13 of those people were black. So I don't know what the hell Kari Lake is talking about. Dr. King definitely would not approve her shenanigans. Of course, we know that Martin Luther King led with love. He was a nonviolent person. However, this stuff that y'all doing out here on these streets, Dr. Martin Luther King would not approve. And of course, we know Bernice King is going to stick up for her daddy every day and in every way. All right, players, grab y'all tea. We got another one. Child, these two right here on the screen, I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So this is Frank Ellison, who is 43, and William Hale, who is 36 years old. On October 8th, honey, they were in a road rage incident in Nassau County, Florida. Of course, we know all of this got to be coming out of Florida. So these two were in a road rage incident back in Florida on October 8th in Nassau County. They were riding down the road, according to the chief of police. They were riding down the road. They were brake checking each other. It was so much malarkey going on between, not malarkey, so much BS going on with these two on the road that some people, some passerbyers actually called the cops, made some 911 calls because they were just acting so crazy and driving so erratically on the road. Well, apparently they pulled over, honey, and when they pulled over, they pulled out the weapons and began shooting. Uh, According to reports, one of them pulled out a weapon and shot the other guy's daughter, and then he turned around and emptied his clip and shot the other man's daughter. So they shot each other's daughters, honey. Oh, yes, 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 honey. It's true. They shot each other's daughters. And after the babies were shot, it was several people in each car. They was down there trying to help the babies and all that kind of stuff. Some lady was there. She was a mother of one of the children. One of the children was 5 years old. She was shot in the leg, and the other one was 14 years old, and she was shot in the back, and she suffered a collapsed lung. So, Hunty, when I tell you, so these two, they were still arguing when the police arrived. Instead of them trying to help their babies, honey, they arguing with each other. I got a little bit of the clip. I can't play a whole bunch of it, honey, because this is Facebook and YouTube, but they don't play around like that. So I'm gonna play y'all a little bit so y'all can take a listen to what was going on.
I'm the one to call, bro.
You're right next
I'm
to
the one
me.
to call.
No, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you all did.
Do me a favor. Let's take care of your daughter. Just stay right here, okay?
Absolutely. I'm all about taking care. Oh my God.
Look at me, you're okay.
14 and 5 years old. Now they, of course, the children were rushed to the hospital. They suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The two fools were still arguing with each other when the police arrived. Instead of y'all helping y'all babies, y'all still arguing. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So the body camera footage was released, and that's the reason why this is coming back up. Again, the fathers were shouting at each other in the body camera footage. I may try to repost it on my Twitter account so that way you guys can take a look at the full body camera footage. But you can also check it out on YouTube if you just look up this incident. Tensions between the two families escalated, and they fired weapons and shot each other's children. I declare, honey, what a disgrace! The saddest thing I ever heard of. So the babies are not life-threatening injuries. The 14 and the 5-year-old are going to be okay. However, these two were arrested and charged with attempted homicide. Nassau County Sheriff Bill Leeper commented. He said there could have been 2 dead kids because of 2 stupid grown men. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I mean, y'all two, disgusting. Disgusting. All right, players. I want y'all to grab y'all, well, it's time for your favorite episode of Players. It's time for another riveting episode of Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. All right, players. So, not these two. Let me take this off the screen really quick. All right, players. So, y'all know how the GQP is always running around and saying, hey, the Democrats, the liberals, they are disgusting, they're perverts, they're always they're always trying to indoctrinate our kids, mutilate children. In fact, the most recent person to say this in public was musty to the must pot Marjorie. We have her at the debate with Marcus Flowers when she said this.
The Democrat Party is the party of child abuse. It's the party that represents grooming children and sexualizing them in school, teaching anti-white racism in the terms of CRT education, and genital mutilation of kids that can't even get a driver's license, can't get a tattoo, and cannot vote. How do you stand there and represent the Democrat Party as a father? And do you believe in...
Well, musty to the must pot Marjorie, I have a question for you. Why is it every time we find one of these type of people, we always end up finding them in the Republican Party? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Now, I'm going to need y'all to grab y'all teacups, honey, and make sure they piping hot, baby, because this story right here, And of course, I got to switch up some of the words. Take a look at this guy. This is Randy Kaufman, Maricopa County. He's running for the community college district, running for community college district. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So this GOP, he's a member of the GOP in Arizona, and he was just recently arrested on a charge of public sexual indecency after an officer allegedly caught him masturbating in a truck near a preschool. Oh, yes, honey. It's true. Near a preschool. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So he was arrested on October 4th, but he suspended his campaign just yesterday following the reports of his arrest. Kaufman said during his arrest that he effed up, according to the officer. He said, and this was on the police report. The police report says that the incident began when an officer with the Maricopa County Community College's police approached Kaufman's parked vehicle and saw the man inside with his pants down. Kaufman appeared to be looking at his cell phone in one hand, and he immediately began alarmed as he saw Kaufman and that Kaufman had his pants down mid-thigh and was exposed, showing his fully erect nude wangulus, and was masturbating his genitals in a choke your chicken fashion. The officer didn't seem to notice. The officer said that Kaufman didn't seem to notice him at first. He was too much in bliss, honey. But Kaufman was in view of a nearby bicyclist at a preschool where children were playing outside. When confronted, the officer said Kaufman apologized for the act. He said he's sorry, he effed up. He said he's really, really stressed. Kaufman who told police he worked as an officer with the Arizona Department of Corrections for 27 years, said he didn't know there was a preschool just feet away. Are you going to put that in the report? The officer responded and said, don't you see how alarming that is? That there are children nearby, people passing on bikes and cars where they can look and see what you're doing. In a Facebook post in May, Kaufman said he wanted to protect our children from the progressive left. Kaufman was charged with public sexual indecency, and he's also could face charges of a felony because he was in proximity with the preschool. He could also be brought up on not SA, but also possibly have to register as an offender. Despite the charges, the Maricopa County Recorder's Office said it's too late to remove Randy Kaufman from the ballot, and some people have already voted early. In a statement about his suspended campaign, Kaufman didn't address the arrest, but he said that he would never stop fighting to protect the United States Constitution and the values that make America the greatest country in this world. Of course, the Huffington Post, who reported this, reached out to him for comment, but he did not respond. The GQP, another name for it, is definitely going to be the party of perverts. We got the privileged pervert, I mean, the list goes on and on. Every time we hear an instance of somebody doing something like this, some type of indoctrination that's going on, like tests that's filled with questions about front up losing an election, it's always the GQP. But hey, we the bad ones, honey. We the bad ones. I declare, honey. What a disgrace. All right, players. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of The Real Tea with Double D. I really appreciate y'all for coming out here. Thank you to my brother Courtney, who is in the audience. He is a part of the Black Hood News. I love when I get to see him in the comments. He always boosts up my confidence. He also found me that store. That's my home. Boy, my brother, I really appreciate you for being here. Definitely had to give you a shout out. And also my moderators, Nisi and Rama, who keep me sane and take care of me in those comments. I really appreciate y'all. Also, Lisa, if you're here, I appreciate y'all too. And everybody out there on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok world for Ride and Fly with me one more time. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. Make sure y'all check me out on NosyBystandersTV.com. Nosy Bystanders TV on Roku. Make sure y'all go ahead and register. It's free to register. Go over there and check out all of the trailers that we have. So that way y'all can see what we got coming up on October 31st. Check out the Black Hood News and all of the other things that we're going to bring. Make sure y'all support. Thank y'all out there in podcasting world as well for coming back every single week to listen to me. Make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram where y'all can keep up with the day-to-day tea. All right, players. I hope y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all back next Wednesday. Peace.
Thanks for listening to The Real Tea with Double D. Remember to support by following on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And subscribe